everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on DC Universe Rebirth Superwoman issue number 1. Now, as you know, this is meant to be the aftermath after Superman's death, where characters like Lois Lane and some others had took on the mantles. And it starts off on the Kent farm. Lana Rang and Lois are talking, saying, "I don't know why you keep coming back. I already gave you my answer, and I said no, and I mean it. Don't lift it from the front like that. You're gonna break it." And they point out how that Lana always kept Clark in check and helped him in that. So Lois Lane starts to become a superhero called Superwoman. Yeah, this never really bothers to anyone to figure this out. I mean, Lois Lane is one of the most popular people in Metropolis. And so there's locations, things that's been going on, and yet her face is completely blurred. And Perry White is saying, "Let's mirrorize, advance the Sorry, Mr. Taylor. This building is part of it. We're live streaming to 14 million people right now. I'd like them to remember that this is the Daily Star, not the planet." And so meanwhile, Lex Luthor shows up in his Superman-like armor. Yeah, it kind of reminds me a bit of something like Iron Man with an ego. So meanwhile, something happens to one of these ships, and this causes a kind of giant wave, and Lex is like, "I don't know what's behind this, but I'll take care of." So it turns out Lex's suit has been shut down, so Lois pretty much has to use what she can to stop it from tipping over and such. And Lana's like, "The barrier's not working. You need to reinforce it." "What are you who are you talking to? I'm a little busy right now." And so she manages to save some of the ships, and even manages to try and prevent the ship from crashing. So meanwhile, Lois and a few time ago, Lois and Lana talking, and Lois explains that anytime she flies up, she gets nosebleeds. So she explains to stay in the zone and pay attention to her surroundings. And even Lana is quick to blame Lois due to, exposing Clark's identity, which is partly her fault, and also the fact that Superman died back in the final days of Superman. And then something happens where Lana ends up becoming Superwoman, a more powered version, and together they get to work on stopping the ship from crashing. And together they manage to do a team effort and prevent the ship from crashing. And even a few times ago, Lana Rang remembers all her family members who had either she lost or left and so on. And she explains that she's been getting these same powers as well. And together they mainly get to work on finding out who's behind this, despite Lex is saying that, "I don't care about my safety. Those are my people down there, unaccounted for. People I'm responsible for. People who expect me to protect them." And so they get to work and see that a lot of people have been died or torn apart. So they investigate, and you see a bizarro version of Superwoman, and something happens with Lois Lane, and she ends up overusing her powers and gets blown up. Yeah, if you've read the more recent issues of DC Rebirth, she eventually fuses with her New Earth counterpart and becomes a new version of Lois Lane, who is still the same one, but different story. So, the story is kind of alright, but I feel like they just put Wonder Woman in that one issue just to get rid of her and move on to Lana Rang. I get it, it's to try and fuse the new 52 Wonder Woman, the new 52 Lois Lane, and the new 52 Clark Kent with their with their New Earth counterparts, so they can become still the same, but with some slight different histories. I feel like it's a bit of a waste to put Lois Lane in, and it's a bit of a wasted opportunity. So I give it a thumbs in the middle. Kind of alright, but could have been better. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.